Ooh, sugar dumpling. I gotta pay attention because the camera is there. I gotta make sure I'm not looking over there when I'm trying to do this long for not trying. When I'm doing this long form, sugar dumplings. How you doing? How you living? How you living? How you doing? If this is your first time here, welcome to Unfiltered. Spiritual Tiik's challenge of 12 weeks of long form YouTube. Long form being anything over 5 minutes or so. I think it should be 10, but I don't know how much was it space I got left. Y'all young folk don't talk about me because I'm not downloading no app to clean it up. Okay, I like to hold on to my stuff. Anyway, chicken uploads, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because a beautiful soul challenged me to go on a journey and just talk about the things that matter to me the most. And that is being able to be present for you, beautiful souls, and sharing some goodness. So today's topic on Spiritual Tiik's Unfiltered, because that's just the title I think I'm rolling with, right? Today's topic is transparency and honesty. Transparency and honesty. Transparency and honesty. Transparency. Let it land, and honesty. Yes, that's right, my gorgeous being. Transparency and honesty. And listen, Linda. Whoever knows about that from back in the day. But listen, are you being transparent? And are you being honest? I've been having this conversation day in and day out with so many different beautiful souls. And listen, let me tell y'all something. For those of you who have landed on this video, all of y'all are not transparent. And all of you are not honest. And I know it to be true. And listen, this is not a judgment. This is something I want you to reflect on. I want you to dive a little bit deeper. I want you to dive in about what it is that you're emitting. Now, I'm talking about transparency and honesty because the frequency of it, okay, the vibration of when you're transparent and honest is really quite high. When you are living a life of truth, meaning you're being true to you, that you're being honest about how different situations make you feel, then sugar dumpling, then you on the trajectory of doing something that is amazing for you. Okay, and what I mean by that, that means you're stepping into full purpose. You are aligning yourself completely with your inner truth, meaning then you're not holding on to any residue. You're not packing in emotion that can turn into belief systems that keep you from living out your truth. And that is from two simple words. And they are not the same. Transparency and honesty is not the same. I was speaking to my soul sister about this, and we were having a whole deep, because we like to go deep. We were having a whole deep conversation around transparency and honesty. You can be honest. You know, she used an example. She was saying, someone can say, yeah, I'm out with my friends. Yeah, that's honest. But a transparent person might say, yeah, I'm out with Ricky, Bob, Mikey, Elena, and we at this restaurant, right? That's being transparent. It's just being completely open. You have nothing to hide. Not to say that the person who was believing themselves to be honest had anything to hide, but transparent communication is you're just letting it all be. Now, somebody might say to me, but Tiik, nobody want to tell all your business. I'm not inviting you to tell all your business. I'm not inviting you to do that. I'm just telling you to make sure that in your communication for things that matter for you, that you're being transparent about your actions and your truth, right? And so in order for you to be transparent with another beautiful soul, you have to be transparent with yourself. That's the key. And so what am I inviting you to do? I'm inviting you to look in and reflect. You'll hear me talk about that a lot. Maybe too much. No, it can never be too much. But you'll hear me talk about it quite a lot because reflecting, taking a moment to dive in, to go, but what am I doing though? It's like, it's music to my ears. I communicate in a very transparent way. It doesn't mean that people gonna like what I have to say all the time. I'm not looking for you to like what I have to say. I'm not looking for you to like me. I am looking for you to reflect on where it is that's going on for you. See, I'm very clear, very confident about who I am. Not because I'm all in ego. It's just there's certainty. And I want to invite you to get into that certainty. And the only how you can get there is through transparency and honesty. You got to be transparent. Let's get another example in there, okay? So someone who is this, I hope I don't tickle somebody's feather a little too much, but let's talk about, just for a moment, okay? You grow up, all of us are coming from different walks of life, different cultures, right? And some cultures are like, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna become a doctor, you're gonna do it like this and blah, 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 because all the people in our family was doctors or whatever it is, right? But maybe you didn't want to be a doctor. Maybe you wanted to be an artist. But you feel this pressure from the family. And I know I'm probably scratching the surface on some people right now. But it's the truth. Sometimes we feel pressure from the people that we love, okay, the people that we trust, who tell us what we should be doing and how we should be doing it. But then something in the body is just like going against that grain. Something in the body is going, I don't like this, but yet you still do it. So then there's this thing about honesty and transparency. Because are you being honest with yourself about what it is you feel you need to do for you? Are you being transparent with yourself about how it makes you feel? And are you able to articulate that? To be able to stand in confidence and align power with the people that you love, that putting that pressure down in on you. See, I'm asking these questions because I want you to reflect on transparency and honesty. Now, hold on. I'm gonna do something because Spirit's like, get your phone out and let me look it up for y'all. And no, this wasn't planned. So we in a live, we in the flesh, or we in a virtual flesh. But let me type it in. Let's see what the dictionary got to say about it. Transparency meaning. Oh, okay, what dictionary gonna give me? Hold on, y'all. Be patient. Be patient. Right. Okay. What dictionary? Oxford Dictionary. Okay. Transparency, the quality of allowing light to pass through so the objects behind can be distinctly seen. Well, I can work with that definition. Let your light shine, shine bright. Sorry. But it's appropriate, as one of my soul brothers would say, appropriate. Yes, okay. Allowing the quality of light to pass through so the objects behind it can be distinctly seen, right? Be clear, be open. Let me see, hold on. Okay, there's several definitions. Okay. 2, the quality of being open to the public scrutiny. 3, in reference to something about the quality of being easy to perceive or detect, so they're talking about dishonest or untrue. 4, a positive, transparent photograph printed on transparent plastic glass. It would be viewed. You know what? I don't like these definitions. I'm like, hold on, this is supposed to be straightforward. Anyway, sugar dumplings. Transparent. Being able to see through. Being clear. Let Tiik roll with that. Yeah, like what I was talking about anyway, right? I want you to be clear. I want you to be very crystal clear when it comes to you making decisions about your life. I want you to be crystal clear about how you feel, which means you're going to have to take a little bit of time to identify that, okay? It's important, sugar dumplings, that you do this because this is going to support you on the journey of aligning your truth. And look, some of you guys be so gung-ho, I need to know my purpose. Listen, your purpose evolves, okay, sugar dumplings? Okay, you grow. I mean, you come out your mom's womb and you're not in your purpose yet. Well, you might be like me to come out the womb and be like, I'm back. No, but seriously though, you evolve. You learn how to crawl, you learn how to walk, then you start talking, then you start running, then you start doing a whole lot of things, right? So you being transparent with yourself is about you evolving. If it's not something that you are familiar with for yourself, then it's going to take some practice, right? It's going to take you being honest so that you can be transparent. Now let me look up honesty. Let me see. Let's do honest. Honest. This thing better give me a straightforward definition. Right. Okay. Honest, according to the Oxford Dictionary. Truthful and sincere. Okay? Truthful and sincere. But if I said transparent and honesty is two different things, you could be truthful by being honest. You can be sincere, but transparent is being crystal clear, right? And so I want you to work this narrative in your life. I want you to work the narrative in your life. I'm gonna give y'all some source work, right? I love anyone that work with me know I love a bit of source work. Okay, we're gonna unicorn it out like somebody got me this card. Isn't it cute? I love it. Anyway, I'm being distracted. Okay. I want you beautiful souls. I'm gonna give you some source work. Okay. You wanna know me like I was getting on a tangent before I start talking about the unicorn. Know that I love to give people work to do for themselves so they can reflect. Okay. So I wanna invite you, as my sister would say, my soul sister, to take a deeper level within. Okay. And how you're going to do that is I don't want you to go wild and start trying to dig into every, and trying is lying, like my mama say. I don't want you to dig into every sort of part of your life. I want you to choose one thing, one area, and then pluck something out from that area of your life. And I want you to get transparent, and I want you to get honest. Okay. So essentially, this is about evolving. So I want you to think of one area of your life that you may not feel so happy about. Okay. Because we want to evolve into raising that vibration, raising that frequency. Okay. So for example, some people want to get a larger house, for example. Okay. It may not be something physical. It might be something internal, maybe something emotional. I'm just throwing an example out there, right? So the first things first, instead of saying what you don't have about right now, so you live in a 1 bedroom, but maybe you want a 3. Oh, I can't afford this. I don't do this, right? And all of these sort of vibrational, low vibrational things sort of start weighing you down about the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and what you can't do and how long it's going to take. And then the heaviness of the vibration, I want to remove that, right? I want you to look into, okay, well, let's be honest about where you are and what you really want to be, and be transparent about that. So then I say, is it a need? Now, this is probably a topic for a whole nother day, right? But is it a need? See, needs and wants and desires to me are slightly different, okay? So I need to nurture people, and I need to be nurtured, okay? I enjoy it, okay? I enjoy nurturing. It makes me feel like I'm living out my purpose, right? And equally, I love someone to nurture me back. And it's just the simple things in life, but I'm aware of my need, okay? Now, I might want to drive a Lamborghini in all colors down the street, but I don't need that, okay? That's just a want, okay? And I might desire to go island hopping, but that's a desire, which can come true, and it could be a need, actually. But anyway, the point is, sugar dumplings, is I want you to evolve from where you are to where you would like to be. And in order to do that, we have to get honest. We got to get transparent. So if there are things that you feel like you need in your life, you need a certain kind of love. Ooh, let's go to relationships. You need a certain kind of love. Well, you got to get honest about the sort of love that is being emitted right now. And then you got to look at that love and go, do I like this love? And so that means you got to get real, crystal clear, transparent about how it makes you feel. And then what it is that you would like to attract. Because when you can do that is when you're putting the frequency bar higher. And when the frequency bar can get higher, then things start moving, right? Because energy, frequency, they move. It's not like linear, it's all over, right? But what's happening is you're starting to open yourself up, looking at the current state of being and making a decision on if you want to remain in that state of being or if you want to do something different. And that requires you to be real honest, real truthful, real sincere about where you are and where you believe you want to be. It's getting transparent with that energy. And then you'll be able to articulate that to another. But you can't share it with nobody until you are articulating it for yourself. I want you to let that land. Come on, say it again for the people in the back. You can't articulate nothing for anyone until you get real clear, real transparent, real honest with yourself about what it is that you want to see happen for your life. Because then that's how we develop confidence, which is a whole nother topic for another day, right? But honestly, beautiful souls, it's time. It's time to become transparent. It's time to get honest about what it is that you're doing, where you are, and how you want to achieve something different. Because, as they say, the good, bad, and ugly, listen, it makes us up. It's all experience. And in order for us to evolve, we're going to have to look into that experience and say, but what am I learning? And if you still want to learn that lesson, then continue. Continue. There's no judgment. But you be okay with that. But if you're ready to do something different, then now you got a blueprint to know what you're doing, how it's impacting you, and what you want to do going forward. And you take your blueprint and you go and build, darling. Be the architect of your life. Be the architect of your life. And I think that's how I'm going to leave that really nice on transparency and honesty. Unfiltered. Not clipping this video. Be the architect of your life. Now, y'all go on and make it a beautiful, blessed day. Abundantly, because it's already done. And so it is. Asheo. Bye.